Edward here from the Crypto Viewing Group. Gotta start with a plug for my pals, my teammates, crew over at the Crypto Viewing Group, where we just got done with a big presentation for the subscribers. Check us out. I'll have the link below. Big thanks to my pals there. All right. So yes, in between the crypto viewing projects, which there are many, we do a lot of remote viewing with crypto viewing. And in between that, I do my exploratory remote viewing because I am an explorer constantly. That's never ending, never ever ending. And I'm so grateful for that. And in between all of that and my full-time job, I had to take a vacation. And so on, I think it was May 2nd, if I remember from the text, I sent Dustin Newcomb a text. Said, I need to take a vacation. What you got, man? You got anything? And he got back to me. Now, on May 4th, May 5th, I started to experience the target. And this is where I was going. And this was during the regular parts of my days where I began to experience this location here and this person here. And that was a few days before he sent me the target reference number. So he had already had the target in mind. He hadn't put the tasking together yet and responded back to me. So I started to experience the target. So the target, again, is this thing right here. The skull, which is believed to be the skull of Mary Magdalene. It is in France, in a church, I guess, a church or a shrine in France. My task as the viewer was to look at various things about this skull. There's also there's a skull, there's a hand, and there's also, I believe, a locket of hair that is said to be that of Mary Magdalene. And there's a long story about it. I'm still trying to do some research. I'm still getting up to speed on what this was about. So when he set the tasking up, he set the tasking up on the 5th. I was already experiencing the target already here. But he had included here some variables or some sub-taskings to look into the familial lineage of the being known as Mary Magdalene. Also, this individual's association and experience with a being that is commonly known as Jesus. Also, spiritual practices of this being known as Mary Magdalene, including rituals, teachings, and writings. These were the variables, and I hit a lot of these in the first session, so he never sent me any additional taskings because I was hitting on them already. So here I am, and I'm in this area, and I was even experiencing this when I was walking around in my everyday life. I had this imprint happening inside of my awareness. So when I was walking, even outside, I was walking and I was hearing all of this, all the sensory things associated with this location in time, this range of time and space. I was experiencing all of it in my everyday awareness. I love when that happens. It happens sometimes, not with every target. It happens with some targets, and this was one of them. Okay, this was the dry area, rocks, slopey hills, person has sandals, kind of a flowing robe type of cloth, walking down a hill, and I could hear everything, I could sense everything. I had a sense that I was in the Middle East. I wasn't sure of the timeline yet. Then I go into this realm here. I get this idea that this person is showing up to a funeral. They're paying homage to someone who has passed away. So this guy shows up. And there it's very earthy. Really kind of earthy dwellings, earthy people. And there's a person there who's passed away. I'm moving on. This is interesting to me. And again, I'm feeling all the sensory stuff. I feel the heat of the sun on the ground, the clothes. Get this the signal. It's like a messiah or something like that. Some type of person that was like that. Very clear mind. Feels like the place and time has very little noise in the collective mind realm where I was. Very simple living, simpler time. I was curious about this funeral thing. What is going on with a funeral? What is that all about? Paying respects, the purity to this person here. There's a purity to this person, the kind of person that would give a blessing to someone or pray for the dead. This is what the funeral visit was about. Is that why they showed up? I'm wondering. There's a feeling of rites for the dead, prayers for the recent dead, praying for them in the afterlife, even bringing some type of gift to the family. The person who died was important. And important how? Like a teacher who helped or guided this person and many others. Respect is due, respect is paid, and this person was paying those respects at this funeral. How does this relate to the target, I'm wondering? It's like a parable, like a story about someone, like a person on a journey. The idea is seeking enlightenment or obtaining wisdom like a sage. This is the type of person... Oops, my wife's talking in the background. This is the type of person who would sit on a rock and give a sermon. Right here. Speaking the word. All right, I'll be down in a minute. Speaking the word and people... My wife says she wants to chill out, man. Speaking the word and people are listening. People are listening. So this did touch on a couple of these variables here. Now, I'm not religious, so I don't go into this with preconceived notions, and I'm completely 100% blind to the target, to the tasking. So this is where it begins. This is where it begins. So on my Patreon, I recorded all the sessions. They're all live. That's on Patreon. Also did a talk with Dustin Newcomb, kind of why he chose this target, and we kind of went over some things. That's available on there too. So this is session number 1. I enjoyed it immensely. One last plug for my buddies over here, the teammates at the Crypto Viewing. Check us out. Thanks so much. Many more to come.